People tend to put us in the psychedelic rock category, which I'm more than fine with because that's where the majority of the inspiration comes from. A little part of me is always wanting to do something a little differently, and I just like that whole idea of being creative, being imaginative. That's pretty much the experience that, I hope that we provide for people when they come and see us.
Sounds Like ATL is brought to you by Georgia Power.
Hi guys, we are Melodic Monster. My name is Ben Garden. This is Real Soon, Will Durr, and Will Bass. And this first song is called Moon of the Dead. The song Moon of the Dead is pretty much my way of creating a story within the song. And, just taking people on like behind the scenes of somebody that's trapped in the moon. And it's just something that I came up with because I typically like to for some songs to come up with like a story and something that might be a little weird or off or whatnot. Like the story is about, people being trapped on the moon where there's like zombies and they're trying to hide and get away and trying to find places to hide and whatnot. So I thought that'd be kind of a cool story just to tell, in the short time that we played the song. So to you musicians out there, it's in drop D, so it has a very dark nature to it, which helps out with the whole mood of Moon of the Dead. People tend to put us in the psychedelic rock category, which I'm more than fine with because that's where the majority of the inspiration comes from. Sometimes we can be a little hard rock, so that's in there as well, but psychedelic rock is pretty much the main genre, which, we're cool with that. As far as music goes, there's The Doors, Pink Floyd, Jimi Hendrix, of course, all the great artists from the 60s. Of course, then there's the 90s with Kurt Cobain and the grunge era. As far as songwriting style, sometimes it can be straightforward songwriting, about a certain subject. I'm a poet, writer, creative writer. One of my favorite artists is Rob Zombie, and he had a band called, of course, White Zombie. And I loved his songs because they weren't about, anything that was pertaining to, going and check your mailbox or something or, driving down the street. It was about like a completely different fantasy that you have no idea what he's referring to or what he's talking about, but the story and the music is so good, you just, all right, yep, that guy, yep, crazy, That's pretty much the experience that, I hope that we provide for people when they come listen and see us. Hey guys, this song is called Selfish, and this song is about being selfish. It's about knowing what you need, knowing what you want, and knowing that sometimes you just gotta think about yourself and everybody else just gotta deal with it. Selfish. That song was called Selfish, and it's all about sometimes you gotta be selfish. And sometimes you gotta think about yourself and do what you gotta do, and other people just gotta deal with it. Selfish. A little part of me is always wanting to do something a little differently. So of course, I was into rap and everything, and then it got to a point where I was like, well, everybody around me is doing that, and it's cool, but I got to do something different. Then I fell in love with rock and roll. I heard Black Sabbath, Paranoid, fell in love. My dad's a preacher, so I thought it was taboo, but I found it was great music, so it was great. And then from then on, I just started getting into Pink Floyd and, different music like that. And it kind of sculpted, everything that I enjoy, which is music, creativity, imagination. And I just like that whole idea of being creative, being imaginative. And I've always been this way with writing stories. So it was kind of like mixing, what we do here. And I will have to say, the music wouldn't be what it is really without the band, because I just come up with the music and then I come up to the guys, I say, hey, here's what I've done. We try not to restrain ourselves with certain, formulas or routines, not to take away from the amount of creativity that this band has. We don't want to limit that. So we try to, expound on that as much as possible. So we as a band, we all do pull from different creative styles and genres and interests, influences. Like I said, for me, it's the 60s and 90s, grunge. For Real Soon over here, he likes a little bit of funk. So, he brings that to the table. My man Will Durr over here, I like to say his style can sometimes be like stream of conscious, because when we get into the improv, hey, we're all just doing our thing. And then my man back here, Will Bass, he's more so like metal and things like that. So he brings in a heavier sound, especially with the dark fizz back there. So, so it's cool when we all come together and we're all just melding our different influences and interests. We're here and we're doing it, so obviously it's like a good, tried and true thing that we have going on, and I'm really grateful for the things that they bring into in the different styles. We are Melodic Monster. Thank you for watching, and this is Sounds Like ATL.
Made in Georgia.
Sounds Like ATL is brought to you by Georgia Power.
WABE.